So this is why I kind of suggest staying on the chord tones. So if you're in the fifth position doing your minor pentatonic box, you can target those A minor notes if you're in A minor to G major progression, as I was writing about. And you will kind of have to figure out that the notes of the A minor chord are in that box too, of course. And there will be some notes that are not in the chord, and some notes that are in the chord. The notes in the chord are A, C, and E. A, C, E, A, C, E. And when the chord changes to like a G major, you can still find G major notes around that position, and you will have to include maybe the B note on the fourth fret of the G string and the seventh fret of the high E, because you have we're still in the fifth position here, but you have the G notes here, the G chord notes, chord tones, sorry. And landing on those chord notes during your solo on the G chord will feel more safe, and you can kind of target these notes mentally in a way. You don't necessarily have to think about, oh, can I hear the chord change? Can I hear the chord change? Kind of internalizing that for 8 beats you're on A minor, for 8 beats you're on G major, and then you kind of go back and forth between those. You can even practice it without a backing track, but it's going to be less obvious maybe. But you know, those chord tones if you figured them out of the A minor, sorry, and of the G major. And kind of solo around in box, and you want to hit something in A minor. That was an A minor. A minor notes. And then you think of the G chord, G major chord, and you'll kind of go around the same style maybe. Back to A minor. The G major again. And working with that on a slower backing track going between the two chords could sound something like this. I'll try to just improvise some lines on A minor, and then after 8 beats or 2 bars, it changes to a G major chord, and I'll focus on those notes. Let's hear how it sounds. exercise can be done in all of the different positions, having figured out the chords. Say you're in a position up here. You will have the chord tones in different places, and you can kind of have to mentally work those out. So, for instance, the A minor notes are here. Like, kind of got a note in there. And the G major notes would be like here. Let's try the same exercise quickly. Anyway, there's multiple approaches to this, and you could also have tension on the A minor chords that are playing here, kind of create tension there by having some outside of the chord notes playing, and then when you get to the G major chord, you kind of resolve it back into the chord, kind of tension, and then back home. Let's try that for a second. I'm still going to play some notes from the A minor chord, and I'm not going to land on A minor chord tones. I'm only going to focus on landing on G major chord tones when we get there. Let's try that. And so on. But targeting these chord tones can also give you sort of an awareness of the chords that are playing underneath, and at first your ear will not be in tune with the chords or even the chord changes. And that's why I kind of suggest playing simple lines, just to kind of know, okay, I'm going on 2 bars, this A minor chord, and maybe what you're playing will only be something like, you know, let's try that very slowly. 2. so on. Maybe this is not the best example, but it's an example.